outside that 16-0 run in the middle of the game, it seemed like pretty much Tasmania was in total control of the game. How do you sort of see it, and how come it sort of went that way, do you reckon?
Yeah. Defensively, they so committed in the way that they pressure the basketball and push you out of your stuff. And, we just are not at a point right now where our counters are good enough to their pressure to keep the basketball moving. But I thought we grew in Perth to say, this is a little bit similar tonight, to say that there's going to be aggressive coverage coming at you. You're going to have to move the basketball and move it with some precision, which at times we did in Perth. But tonight they come aggressively at us, and we got stuck with the basketball. And by the time we were able to move it, that they're all set again on the next phase of play. And then we're trying to create the next advantage, and it didn't happen there, and then it just become one-on-one. And so, that's the biggest disappointing part for me, is that we're out of pressure or out of any type of coverage, and everybody gets involved, good things are going to happen. If we get stuck with it and play one-on-one, we're not good enough right now to either get to the foul line or finish plays. So, that'll be the strong message. Coming off a game in Perth and you hold a team to 74 and you're on your home floor, like, we knew at times our energy level was going to be a little bit in and out, but it's at the offensive end for us right now, and that deflates us at different times. I thought Ice is doing his job, and we're not rewarding him. We rewarded him the other night, but he's going to set great screens and he's going to move, and we just got to be able to see him. And if he got another 5 or 6 catches when I thought he was open tonight, I think there might have been a different result.
Did you, just to continue that, so from the other night, in terms of the way Perth defended you compared to the way Tasmania defended you tonight, did you see any differences? Like, how do you explain in the moment or in the game how you can't seem to flip that switch offensively in terms of the ball movement and executing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We had a shoot around. We've had one shoot around for the whole season so far. We keep playing these 2 o'clock games, and it feels like that with this group right now. It's like we just need information, and we're trying to put it, everywhere on scouting, and them watching at home and having little quick meetings with different people. But we just haven't come in, and I thought we showed before the game, when it looked good in Perth and what they were going to do to us. And I thought we had a good plan about, attacking them. But the first 2 times that we come in, our execution, we tried to split something on the first one, and we skipped it from one corner to the next, where we just didn't use the big, and we just didn't engage him. And I feel like that's a huge part for us right now, is that if aggressive coverage, if the big can catch it, he needs to catch it, and that collapses everything. That opens up the 3-point line, that opens up those kind of things. But if we just move it around the perimeter slowly, that's to their advantage.
Tucker, have you seen it on the floor? Just watching from afar, it looks like there's plenty of conversation and sometimes some frustration, which is only natural. But how are you finding it on the days where you are struggling to execute?
I mean, like Coach was saying, just executing the way that we need to execute what we talked about before the games, and just dialing in. We knew it was going to be tough coming into this game, 1 day off. Just executing and really listening to the game plan.
Coach, what you're describing as far as not being able to respond against that really tough coverage and getting into your sets, how much of that is Shea Ili's responsibility when he gets back? How much are you missing him, and do we have an expectation when he will be back?
Yeah, we're asking so much of X right now, and he leads us in scoring, he leads us in rebounding, he leads us in a lot of different categories, and he's doing so many things. We're asking him to be everything right now, even a distributor, a scorer, asking so much of him right now, and that's. And he's done a great job with expanding his role for what we needed from the start. We hope there's a better balance, when Shea comes back, that, the ability to play those 2 guys together, obviously, with with Lockie going down as our other point guard as well. I'm not sure if too many teams have had two concussed point guards that are out at the same time, but asking Tuck like we had to in preseason to play more point guard as well. So yeah, we're a little bit out of whack with a lot of those things. His workout went well today. His symptoms are very low. So yeah, he hasn't got into a practice or a competitive workout yet, so hope they're the next steps for him to go ahead and tick off.
How do you sort of see Carolina? I mean, another sort of just only 4 points today, another sort of quiet game. How do you sort of see how he's sort of, I guess, coming into the team and settling, I guess? Yeah,
I thought it was a requirement that with Ice getting in foul trouble tonight, that we needed, more from him today. But my trust a little bit went with Barlow, and we're playing Barlow, starting him and playing him 27 minutes, and he's +7 when he's in the game. And he leads us in assists as well. He was amazing, for that guy to be able to go ahead and do that. But we can't have that all the time. We can't expect Barlow to give us that much load if we get in some foul trouble. So, yeah, I was hoping that we got a bit more from Jordan tonight.
Are you confident he can turn it around eventually?
Yeah, he's shown over the course of his career. We're going to continue to try and unlock what we saw when we recruited him, and we saw glimpses of it, of him, getting downhill and getting to the rim, and we've kind of mixed him between the 4 and the 5 right now. So, yeah, we're asking him to play small ball 5 at the moment and take his advantages there.
You referenced Barlow, so I listened, and I don't think anyone asked you the other night. So just the decision to change the starting lineup and put Barlow in, what were you looking for there specifically?
Yeah, we thought the biggest thing was that having 4 new guys on the floor together. Often we just had one person a little bit out of position, and so just allowing the basketball when we struggled, that hadn't moved well enough, that Barlow's just a quick decision maker. He's always in the correct spacing. He makes the defense have to give a little bit more room for this guy to go ahead and get downhill. And then when things break down, he has the ability to either run into a blur screen or a quick screen and make something happen. But I'm not sure if you timed how long he had the ball in his hands tonight, it wouldn't be very long. He's either shot it or he's made a real quick decision, and he affects the game by, just making 0.5 decisions, and that's good for us.
Dean, how concerned are you about the rebound count today? I think the final margin probably flatters you guys, really.
Yeah.
I think at 1 O-board at 3/4 time, and their second chance points were a bit of a difference maker for them.
Yeah.
Is that just tired legs? Is that just guys being out of position offensively? Like, what do you put that down to?
Yeah, and those 2 areas, say points off turnovers, ours were live ball turnovers that allowed 16. They get 22 points off that, and the offensive rebound, the second chance points, 13-2. There's 2 massive effort areas there that that we could have done better at. And so we beat Perth in the rebounding count, and that's our best game of the year. And it's got to be a focus for us that we take care of that end. Tassie are always a great box-out team. We know that they do fundamental things extremely well, and but we still should have had the length and the bodies to be able to come up with more O-boards.
Just to comment on Chris Goulding, seems to be really out of sorts today. What did you sort of put that down to? Any observations?
Yeah, sick. Was certainly not. This morning it was, are you going to play? And other people wouldn't have. But he put his hand up and said, "I think I can give you something." And I kept talking to him through the game, and but you could see it. He was certainly off tonight, and but yeah, I play him 32 minutes still because I still think he has the ability to turn and change the game. And even he's 1 of 10. I still trust him that he could make 3 in a row down the stretch that could get us a win.
So I know there's more issues than just one guy, but I just want to follow up with the lineup. So do you need to reassure Jordan, or how does he handle that? Because we understand, obviously, there is pressure that comes with being an import.
Yeah, while you've got a guy on your roster, you're trying to get the absolute best out of him, right? So, we've had honest conversations about his performance. We had honest conversations about, when we lost Ariel, and we talked to Joe Chi, and he understands. So, we're just trying to get the absolute best out of him right now.
Rajon, what's your comfort level in terms of where you're at with this team offensively at the moment? I feel like at Perth you kind of took some steps forward, and again today there were some good signs in terms of where you can attack and how you can attack, but where are you at 4 games in?
I think just for me, my offense comes from my defense. Me and Coach had a good talk of just, turning my defensive intensity up and sprinting the floor. And I think that's helped me out in a lot of ways. And, this game is a lot different than what I've played over the past couple of years. So just learning the spots to get to, playing off 2 feet, and, learning from guys like CG and X who've, obviously played in this league already, it's helping me out a lot too.
Dean, where would you say Rajon's at in terms of his comfort within your system?
Yeah, we continue to find ways to allow him to attack downhill, which is a huge strength. But a part of also bringing him in, we know he's capable of, and he has so far. Made 2 threes a game for us, and then people are going to play him differently. Some people are going to give him a little bit more space than others, but have confidence for him stepping his shot and make some threes as well. So I think there's still an adjustment to the refereeing to say he's always been a guy that's shot a good number of free throws, and we quite haven't got to that level right now. And then I think X is still a guy that likes to dribble it over the half a little bit slower with the pace, and I think his best basketball is getting out and playing faster as well. And I think Shea can certainly help him get some easy ones in transition.
I just had a quick one on the delay of game in terms of what you've been told in terms of the shots. The one in the first quarter with X, it looked like it was borderline continuation. What's your understanding?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking to the referee about. So you get a foul call and you throw it at the rim, and you hope that maybe it's a late call, and you're talking about is it a continuation or something like that. But I think it's gone way over the top. There's a few things that have gone a little bit over the top. We got a tech foul the other day for JC for being excited because he thought it was our ball out of bounds, and he's calling in a direction. It's like, let's go, and they say that's over the top and stuff. So yeah, I get it. Every sport's clamping down a little bit in the discipline and trying to make people robotic a little bit and not showing too much expression, and I don't love it. It's something that I don't want our sport to get to a point where we've just got robots running around. Otherwise, we'll just go to all watch esports, right? And we won't. It won't be a part of our game. So yeah, I understand they've got directions as referees, and they're told if the ball's shot after a whistle, then that's what it's going to be. But there's still got to be some discretion in that one.
Quick one on Jesse Wagstaff being sent to the tribunal for that hit on Lucky Barker. Was there any sort of pressure from Melbourne or any complaint from Melbourne to the NBL, or was it, from your understanding, purely an NBL decision? Yeah,
certainly nothing from me. Jesse apologised after the game and, said he felt that there was no malice in what he did, and he was. Mike Kelly hit me 3 or 4 times after the game about how Lockie was, and there's seen absolute genuine care from their club about what happened. How we view contact to the head, and was it legal, or was there a little bit of movement? And the AFL's gone pretty tough on people being concussed and the actual outcome